First, software testing. Before discussing, before learning the definition about software testing, first try to understand what is software, what is testing. Software. What is software? Software, it is a collection of programs or set of executable programs in a computer. Set of executable programs in a computer. Nowadays, software is very important. Without software, there is no any organizations, there is no any job, there is no any process. Nowadays, everything is depending on the software. And this is importance of the software. And what is testing? So testing means, simply words, like every man from every day starting to up to the ending, every day from morning to the end of the day, they are using the common terminology testing. Even before purchase anyone, before use anyone, so they before take anyone, they will confirm that first they will conduct the testing. So testing means the comparison between expected value and actual values. What is expected value? What is actual value? Whatever the client requirement, whatever the client expectations, this is called expected value. Based on the requirement, the final output and the original output is called actual application. Now, so testing means we can compare expected value and actual value, means whether the customer expectation equal to the developed application or not. This is called testing. So the testing word anywhere, this is a common. So comparing expected value and actual value, this is a common in anywhere. So once again, software means set of executable programs in a computer. Testing means it is a comparison between expected value and actual value. Now let us know what is definition of software testing. The simple definition I will give, try to understand now. The definition of software testing. First, see, here I will draw a diagram. First, try to understand the diagram. By following the diagram, I hope easily can understand definition of software testing. So in any IT company, the implementation activities common. What is that? First, one customer, they will provide some requirements to, see, he is a customer, also called as client. So one customer will provide some requirement to development team. See, he is a developer, also called as programmer. So client, he will provide some requirement to development team. Then the developed application. See guys, client, he will provide some requirement to development team first. Then developer will develop the application based on the client requirement. After completion of development, the developed application before sent back to the customer, before giving to the client. As a testing engineer, we have to involve, and what is our job here? We have to compare the client requirement, we have to take as a expected value, and now based on the requirement, the developed application we can take as a actual value. Now here, see once again, first one client, he will provide some requirement to developer, then developer will develop the application based on the client requirement. After completion of development, application before sent back to the customer, as a testing engineer, we have to compare the customer expectation value equal to the developer value or not. So based on customer requirement, application the developer or not, we have to compare. Understand this diagram? Nirmala?
Yeah. Okay.
See, try to understand once again. Client will provide some requirement to development team. Then developer will develop the application based on the client requirement. After completion of development, the developed application before send back to the same customer. As a testing engineer, we have to involve and we have to compare the expected values and actual values. Both are equal, the requirement will be same. Both are not equal, this is called defect. What is defect? Whenever expected value not equal to with actual value, called defect, also called as bug. Now try to understand this diagram. By following this diagram, easily we can understand the definition of software testing. See, it's a process. The process starts from the client to developer, again developer to testing engineer, and again testing engineer to client. So the process starts from the client to developer, developer to testing engineer, and again testing engineer to client, right? So it is a process of executing an application with an intention of finding defects. Once again, it is a process of executing an application with an intention of finding defects. This is called software testing definition. See, so software testing definition, it's a process of executing an application with an intention of finding defects. As a testing engineer, our goal finding defects by performing the software testing. Are you clear this definition?
Yeah.
So now, after completion of software testing, so let us know what is quality. Quality means, as a testing engineer, while conducting software testing, we should concentrating on the defects, and as well as we should concentrating on the customer satisfaction. If customer is satisfied with developed application, then customer point of view, it is a quality product. If customer is not satisfied, then developer point of view, it is not quality product. So quality means the level to which a system component or process meets customer or user requirement. So meet customer requirements are called quality. Whenever customer requirements are there in the developer application, then customer point of view, it is a quality product. Whenever customer is not satisfied, then it is not a quality product. Once again, guys, so quality means simple and thing, customer satisfaction. Customer or client or end user, anyone, terminology same. The customer satisfaction is called quality. The next, first you should understand, so difference in between error, defect, bug and failure. Nirmala, any idea about this error, defect and bug and failure?
Error means some mistake.
Then defect and bug?
Yeah.
Okay, I will explain. Don't confuse that. See,
Yeah.
in the previous diagram, first develop the application. After testing, engineer will conducting testing, then release to customer, right? Now, first development. Developer, to develop the application, they have to write some code, script code to develop the application by using some technologies, either Java, .NET, PHP, Oracle. By using some technology, programmer, they can start writing the coding. While writing the coding, if programmer find out any mistake from the coding part, the mistake is called error, which is identified by programmer. Once again, error, developer while develop the application, find out any mistake from the coding part, which is called error. Most like we will call syntactical errors. The syntactical error which is identified by the programmer. Next, development completed, testing time, defect comma bug. So during testing, if expected value not equal to with actual value, and we discussed just now. So during software testing, if expected value not equal to with actual value, if expected value not equal to with actual value, call defect comma bug. So during testing, if expected value not equal to with actual value, call defect comma bug, which is used by testing engineer. Once again, error. While developing the application, while writing the code, if programmer find out any mistake from the coding part, which is called error, used by programmer. Defect comma bug. During testing, if any expected value not equal to with actual value, call defect comma bug, which is used by testing engineer. Failures. After completion of development and testing, finally delivered to the customer. Customer during utilization. If customer facing any problem from the application, which is called failure, this terminology using by client and customer. So once again, error which is used by programmer. See, error while writing the code, if programmer find out any mistake from the coding part, like call syntactical errors, then it is called error. Defect comma bug. So during testing, if any expected value not equal to with actual value, or if any mismatches in between the requirements, then it is called defect and also called as bug. Failure. During utilization, if customer facing any problem from the application, finally it's called failure. Now, let us know what are the difference in between project and product. What is project? What is product? See, project and product both are softwares, but the difference is which is developed for particular customer requirement is called project, which is developed for entire market requirement is called product. Once again, which is developed for particular customer requirement is called project, which is developed for entire market requirement is called product. It's called product. Now, for example, I am going to one tailoring shop. I am giving my measurements to stitch shirt. So based on my measurements, they will stitch my shirt. It is comes into project. Why? Because they are stitching shirt based on only my requirement. And I am going to the brand factory. I am going to the one the showroom, and I want to purchase the branded items, the branded jeans, branded t-shirts, branded shoes. Everything comes into product. Why? Because it is developed for entire all customer requirements, not for particular customer requirements. So simple one thing, which is developed for particular customer requirement is called project, which is developed for entire market requirement is called product. For example, I join one company, and once I join in my company, to check my internal mails, they will give one mail ID, right? This mail ID using by only my company employees. It is called project. Why? Because, for example, if I join in Cognizant, so internally to use some for mail purpose, they will give one mail. So this is called project. Why? Because it is only for Cognizant employees, not for everyone. Correct or not? But Gmail, anyone we can create account, anyone we can start using. I think you can create account, you can use. I can create account, I can use. So anyone we can use the application, which is used for the number of customer requirements is called product. Once again, which is developed for particular customer requirement is called project, which is developed for entire market requirement is called product. Understand this one?
Yeah.
Nirmala.
Yeah, understood.
So once again, project means which is done for specific customer. Product means which is done for multiple customers. Then Nirmala, one question. For example, bigclassstudents.com, one website. Google.com, one website. Tell me which one is a project, which one is a product, Nirmala?
Google is the product.
Yes. And big class students?
It's a project.
Yeah, only why? Because only for big class students, not for everyone. So it's called
Yeah.
project. Now one more example, AK-47. Is it project and product?
It's a project.
Sure, project and product.
Yeah.
Yes, project. Don't call product because we don't have the
Yeah.
permission to use this one, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So it's developer for only army people, project. But
Yeah.
nowadays become a product, but don't call product. Okay.
Yeah.
And our software testing two ways. One is manual testing, second one is automation testing. What is manual testing? What is automation testing? Manual testing means, I'll show one simple diagram, try to understand. See, software testing two ways. Two ways. One is manual testing. Second one is automation testing. Manual testing and automation testing. What is manual testing? What is automation testing? See guys, follow one simple diagram. Now, manual testing process, automation testing process, try to understand. In manual testing, one testing engineer to conducting testing on application, So testing engineer to conduct testing on application only by the human interactions. Only by the human interactions. This is called manual testing. Next, same testing engineer to conduct testing on application with the help of tools and softwares. Tools and softwares. With the help of tools and softwares. This is called automation testing. Try to understand the difference. Manual testing also testing engineer required. Automation also testing engineer required. But manual testing engineer conducting testing on application by the only human interactions called manual testing. And automation testing engineer to conduct testing on application by the help of tools and softwares. This is called automation. See, try to understand the difference. Testing engineer only by the human interactions are called manual. And testing engineer by the help of tools and softwares are called automation. So both are testing engineer required. Once again, manual testing, automation testing. Software testing two ways. One is manual, second one is automation. So manual testing, it's a process of conducting testing on application by the human interactions are called manual testing, and automation testing. It's a process of conducting testing on application by the help of tools and softwares. This is called automation testing. Now in manual testing, there is no without any help of tools, but automation testing with the help of tools and softwares. Once we get the project, either if you want to follow manual, if you want to follow automation, it should be starts with manually. then we can go for automation testing. Once again, guys, so once the manual testing is started, in middle of the project based on the requirement, you can go for automation. So directly automation testing conducting on application not possible. Either in it, whether either it is manual project or automation project, it should be starts with manual. Nirmala, any idea about that manual testing and automation testing in the real time? When we can go for the manual testing and when we can go for automation testing?
No idea.
See, for example, today I want to go to temple. From my home to temple, just 1 kilometer. Then by walk I can walk. From my home to temple, 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers. Then by walk, is it possible? Some drawbacks are there, disadvantages are there by walk. So we can use bike, car, any one vehicle. Same like that. If it is a manual testing, like whenever the requirements are very clear, then we can go for manually. Whenever requirements are not clear, if it is a big size project, big size requirement, where the repetitions are required, then we can go for automation testing. Are you clear now?
Yeah.
So if the requirements are very small, we can go for manual. Whenever requirements are not clear, then we can go for automation testing. Now, what are the automation tools available in the market? Selenium, qtp, number of tools available in the market. Now in our class we can discuss any one of the tool, either Selenium or qtp, based on your requirement. Okay, so these are ways of testing. Enter in our class, first we can discuss about the manual testing. So once the manual testing is completed, so manual testing we can complete along with the live project. Along with live project. So once manual testing is completed, then we can go for automation testing based on any one tool. Either you can learn Selenium or you can learn qtp based on your requirement. So any one tool you can learn along with the live project. And you no need to write any notes while explaining the class. I will provide each and every soft copy. So each and every soft copy I will forward to you. And in our class, after class, you can get the recordings. Means if you have any doubts, again you can follow our recordings.
Okay.
And after, like I will forward every week FAQs, which is important in the interview time. And as well as I will conduct the mock interviews every week. And as well as, so I will help you the finally how to prepare the resumes to keep experience and everything. And I will explain some projects. So what are the projects I am explaining in the class? The same projects you can use in your resumes.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
So any doubts, any questions? Understand class?
Yeah. Understood.